Most people wake up, look in the mirror, and feel like they've already lost the battle against belly fat before breakfast. They think the morning bloat is just their genetics. But what if I told you that clearing your stomach every morning isn't about doing 100 crunches? It's about the 3-layer morning protocol that triggers fat release and digestive clearance. Less than 5% of people actually follow these layers in order. Most are stuck in layer 1, wondering why their stomach never flattens. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what to do from the moment you open your eyes to ensure your stomach stays clear and your body starts burning fat. Phase 2. Layer 1, the digestive flush. Layer 1 is the outer layer. This is about physical clearance. When you wake up, your gut is stagnant. To clear your stomach, you need to trigger the migrating motor complex, MMC, your gut's natural sweeping system. The habit: 500 milliliters of room temperature water with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. The science: data shows that dehydration mimics hunger and causes the gut to hold onto waste. The salt provides electrolytes to prime your muscles, while the acidity of the lemon signals the gallbladder to release bile. The mental trap: most people reach for coffee first, but caffeine on an empty, dehydrated stomach can spike stress bloat. If you want a flat stomach by 10 a.m., the water must come first. Phase 3, Layer 2, metabolic ignition. Once the gut is moving, we transition to Layer 2, the metabolic ignition. This is the moment we stop focusing on what's inside your stomach and start attacking the fat cells covering it. Have you ever noticed that your belly fat often feels colder to the touch than the rest of your body? That isn't a coincidence. It's a sign of poor blood flow, and it's the number one reason belly fat is so stubborn. The habit: 10 to 15 minutes of zone 1 movement. Ideally a brisk walk outdoors before you consume a single calorie. Here is the science most people miss. As we saw in the data, belly fat is uniquely packed with alpha-2 receptors. Think of these like a physical lock on a door. In the morning, while you are in a fasted state, your insulin is at its lowest point of the day. This is the only time those alpha-2 locks are vulnerable. By performing light movement, just a brisk walk, you increase systemic blood flow. But because you are fasted, your body specifically directs that blood flow toward the adipose tissue in your midsection to mobilize fatty acids. You aren't just burning calories here. In fact, a 10-minute walk doesn't burn much. What you are doing is unlocking the fat. You are pulling the fatty acids out of the cells and into your bloodstream so they can be burned as fuel for the rest of the day. If you skip this and go straight to breakfast, you spike your insulin, the alpha-2 locks freeze shut, and that fat stays trapped until tomorrow. If you've ever felt like you exercise hard but your belly never changes, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And there's a bonus. By doing this walk outdoors, the morning sunlight hits your retinas. This triggers a timed release of serotonin, which eventually converts to melatonin at night. This resets your circadian rhythm, lowering your baseline stress levels, which, as you'll see in a moment, is the only way to beat the most difficult layer of all: the cold belly hook. This is a relatable physical sensation that makes the science feel real to the viewer. Beta versus alpha, 2. Explaining the gas versus brake analogy makes the biochemistry easy to understand. Mobilization versus oxidation. It clarifies that the walk is about moving the fat, so it can be burned later, not just burning it in those 10 minutes. The sun/serotonin link adds a second win to the habit: better sleep, increasing the perceived value. Phase 4, Layer 3, the cortisol reset. Now we reach Layer 3, the most ignored and misunderstood step in the entire process. This is the psychological and hormonal boss fight. You can drink the water, you can do the 10,000 steps, but if your cortisol is out of control, your body will literally shield your belly fat from being burned. It essentially puts your stomach in a biological vault. The strategy: you must implement a 90-minute no-entry window. This means no caffeine and no calories for the first hour and a half after waking up. The science: every morning, your body goes through something called the cortisol awakening response, CAR. This is a natural surge of stress hormone designed to wake you up and get you moving. When you are in this high cortisol state, your body is extremely sensitive to insulin. If you immediately hit your system with a high sugar breakfast or even a double shot espresso, you create what researchers call a fat storage cocktail. Here's why. Cortisol raises your blood sugar naturally to give you energy. When you add external sugar, breakfast, or caffeine, which further spikes cortisol, your insulin levels skyrocket to keep up. When insulin and cortisol are high at the same time, it signals the body to do two things. Store visceral fat specifically around the navel and internal organs. Retain water, which creates that soft, bloated look that hides your abs even if you're lean. By simply waiting 90 minutes, you allow the cortisol awakening response to finish its cycle and return to baseline. You are letting the fire die down before you add fuel. This stabilizes your blood sugar for the rest of the day, prevents the mid-afternoon energy crash, and, most importantly, keeps your stomach clear and flat because you aren't triggering that emergency water retention. Does this sound hard to you? If you're a coffee first thing in the morning person, let me know in the comments. I used to be the same way until I saw the DEXA scans proving how much water weight I was holding just from that one habit. Wait, if you're finding this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It helps me know you want more deep dives into hormonal fat loss. The biological vault, a strong metaphor that explains why belly fat won't budge. The fat storage cocktail, a catchy term for the insulin/cortisol combo that viewers will remember. Visceral fat focus clarifies that this isn't just under the skin fat, but the dangerous fat around organs. The why of caffeine explains that coffee isn't bad, it's just the timing that ruins the flat stomach goal. This protocol isn't a magic pill. Like the journey of Nesh we studied, real results happen when you stop hyperfixating on the scale and start focusing on these morning biological triggers. If you do these 3 layers for 7 days, your digestion will move faster, your bloat will vanish, and your stubborn fat will finally be reachable. Stop fighting your body and start working with your biology. See you in the next video.